Shalom, shalom, shalom. Yasharala, it's your brother Nehemiah, Ak Nehemiah from Nations and Kings and Priests, No Cap Cali section. All right, and we back at you with another Sunday milk class. But first off, I want to say, call Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, giving all honor and esteem to the Most High Power. And I want to send a mighty shalom to all the Akim on the highways and byways, magnifying the name of the Most High to the best of their ability, bringing out these curses, bidding our people back to this marriage, letting them know that they are Israelites that the Bible speaks of, all right, and presenting their bodies as living sacrifices as they go out on the highways and byways, risking their lives, and bringing out the words, thus saith Yahweh. All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. I also want to send another mighty shalom to all the Akwath, reverencing their husbands, being submissive, being diligent, being sincere, walking in the righteous paths of our foremothers, all right, and actually applying the scriptures and actually seeking what our foremothers did, reverencing their husbands, being submissive to their husbands, all right, doing the things that our righteous foremothers did in order to be a righteous woman, all right, and to be able to be a pillar of rest to their husbands, all right. Shalom, shalom, shalom. I also want to send another mighty shalom to all the Zaquanium of the Masharal Yasharala and all the Zaquanium that are not a part of the Masharal Yasharala, that are magnifying the name of the Most High to the best of their ability and been in this truth for 10, 20, 30 years and going, all right, putting in their work, putting in their brick, all right, enduring to the end. Shalom. All right, now this is a Sunday milk class, and this class is we're going to talk about voting, all right. So we know in Babylon, this great whore Babylon, they have a voting system, and in all countries they have a voting system, all right. And the scriptures talk about voting, all right. When we were coming into the land, or when we were on our way to the land of our promised land that the Most High had given us for an inheritance, it speaks of this. All right, so we're going to start that. We're going to start at the book of Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 14, and it reads, when thou art come unto the land which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me. All right, so that is a president. Just like all these other nations do, they want somebody to rule over them. Like Yahweh wasn't enough to rule over us. So he spoke of this. If you gonna set a king over thee, these are the ordinances you need to do it by as we continue to read. All right, so I'm gonna start where I left off. I'm gonna start from the top again. It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 17 and verse 14. When thou art come unto the land which Yahweh thy Elohim giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. All right, and that's another thing that we were doing. We always was looking at what the other nations were doing. We don't need to do that. We got the Most High. We're in this covenant with Him. He gave us these laws, statutes, and commandments as an inheritance. We shouldn't want to copy what the heathen does, or what the heathen does and do and still does to this day. All right, but we did, but he said if we wanted to do that, if we're going to do that, it needs to be just like this. Let's read. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy Elohim shall choose. Again, whom Yahweh thy Elohim shall choose. We already know through the Spirit who our king really is. All right, but this is when we're going into the land of Canaan, who our king was going to be. All right, well we know that we only got one king, a perpetual king. That's Yahweh. All right, so it says whom Yahweh thy Elohim shall choose. The Most High is going to choose the king for us. All right, one from among thy brethren. All right, so if this is letting us know, say if you wanted to vote in America, you wanted to vote in Babylon, all right, you wanted to vote in Babylon, you have to vote for an Israelite. And really, I'm not even going to say you can vote in your enemy system, because even if that person is an Israelite, if he's not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, there's no point of voting for him. Even in this wicked Babylonian system, they're not going to let him keep the commandments. And if he was, he's not going to excel in this wicked Babylonian system. It's not going to happen. So if you're thinking about voting for a brother or a sister, because you know they starting to exhort sisters in high positions, which they don't, which is not meant for them to be. All right. So it's just saying, even if you were to vote, you have to vote for an Israelite. But I would also say that we're in our enemy system. So if an Israelite is operating within our enemy system and you're trying to vote for them, they're not following the law, statutes, and commandments. It's very rare that you'll see an Israelite following the law, statutes, and commandments in a political society. It's probably slim to none. It probably is none. It's too much going on in the political world. All right. So it says, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom Yahweh thy Elohim shall choose, one from among thy brethren, shalt thou set king over thee. This is how you, if you're going to vote in a Babylonian system, it has to be an Israelite that's following the laws, statutes, and commandments. It has to be an Israelite, period. But like Yahweh Shai said, I can't remember the precept, but he said, my brethren is the one who does the work, roughly paraphrasing. That is my brother, the one who's doing the Most High's will. So if you're thinking about voting for an Israelite who's in a political society, who's trying to run for president, or who's trying to run for some higher authority that you feel is going to benefit you in your enemy system, and he's not following the law, statutes, and commandments, you might as well kiss it goodbye. All right. I wouldn't even, you shouldn't even be voting in this wicked system anyway. The Most High say, come out of her, my people. All right. But just the laws is letting us know that if you're going to set a king over you, he needs to be of your brethren. All right. He needs to be of your brethren. Like Yahweh Shai said, people that are my family, roughly paraphrasing. I can't remember the precept, but that's how I pull it right now. Roughly paraphrasing, who that are my brother is the one who does the Father's will. All right. Let's read. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. Like Obama, George Bush. You know, you got brothers that actually voted for these people. These people they're not Israelites. They're not of the nation of Yasharallah. All right, you cannot set a stranger over thee. For you to go out and go vote for an Edomite, all right, for an Ishmaelite, or whatever nation you're voting for, and you're transgressing the law. According to Deuteronomy 17, verses 14 through 20, you're transgressing the law. Verse 16. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt. So if you put this person in power, he cannot abuse that power and start to multiply things to himself, start to multiply his financial position. All right, cause you to go back into slavery, which the Most High said you'll never go, or cause you to go back into slavery. All right, to end that he should multiply horses. For as much as Yahweh hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more. Verse 17, neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. So he shouldn't be gathering all these women, since he's in a higher authority. You know, some people that get in these higher authority positions, they start to abuse that power. They start to abuse that so-called fame that they have, and start multiplying women unto themselves, committing adultery, you know, committing whoredom, starting to be wicked. They see that they got a little bit of power. Their words mean something. They so-called words carry some type of weight, and they start abusing it. All right, this is the reason why the Most High said, if you're gonna set a king over thee, He shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause you to go back into slavery. Hard bondage. All right, either should he be multiplying wives for himself, gathering, having all these multiple wives that he didn't have before, or being around a whole bunch of women that he did that things that he wasn't doing before. That his heart turned not away, neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. Meaning he should not make himself rich based off the position that was given unto him by the people. He shouldn't be doing backdoor deals to multiply money for himself. The position, the authority that he has, the position that he has, is not meant to be abused to multiply riches unto himself and not benefit the nation. Verse 18, and it shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book of that which is before the priests, the Levites. So if you vote, like I said, this is the reason why I said that don't vote for, even if the person is an Israelite and you an American voting in this Babylonian system, even if he's an Israelite, don't vote, because he's not following the law, statutes, and the commandments. It's to me, it's damn near impossible. I would say it's damn near impossible for a person in a political position to be able to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, being a Democrat or a Republican. I'm willing to go as far as to say that it's damn near impossible. If he was to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, I guarantee you he will not be in any of those parties, Democrat or Republican. I'm willing to go that far and say that. I don't think he's not going to. You're not finna, come on, you're gonna be wearing fringes while you go into these political parties. You know, they know they're gonna get you up out of there. They're gonna get you up out of there. If you're not following the rules they playing by in this system, they're gonna get you up out of there. They're gonna put you in the media. They're gonna throw dirt in your name. They're gonna come up with some false accusations. They're gonna make you look horrible. That's what they do. All right. He's supposed to have a copy of the law in a book. If he is, let me read 18 from the top again. Let's slow roast that. And it shall be, when he sitteth upon the throne, when he's voted in this position of power, authority of his kingdom, that he shall write, meaning on his own, he shall be implementing the law. That he shall write him a copy. He needs to copy this law verbatim. Don't add, don't take away. That he shall write him a copy of this law in a book. Or whether it's in a notepad, whether he's keeping one of them in his pocket. And he's supposed to follow these in this position of power, in this authority, like our forefather, King David, King Solomon. People who are ruling over us are supposed to have a copy of the law in a book, out of that which is before the priests, the Levites. Verse 19. And it shall be with him, like it's saying earlier, I think it's Deuteronomy 4, that it should be written, it should, with all your might, with all your soul, and with all your heart. That's another part of being with you. It's in you. If it's in you, it's with you everywhere you go. It doesn't depart. All right. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life. Whether he's sitting upon the throne, and even if he's not, that he may learn to fear Yahweh is Elohim. That he may learn to fear Yahweh is Elohim. To keep, again, to keep, again, to keep, meaning do all the words of this law and these statutes, to do them, to do them, to do them. To keep and to do them. Romans 2:13 says, you can't just be a hearer, you got to be a doer. You got to put forth action, all right? If somebody's going to be in a position of power of higher authority to where they have control over policies, laws, statutes, codes in this Babylonian system, that person has to be an Israelite following the law, statutes, and commandments, and have the book of the law in his pocket everywhere he goes, and to keep them and to do them. 9 times out of 10, probably 10 times out of 10, in the Babylonian society, in the political system that they have, they're not going to be able to do that. Why? Because these people in higher positions know who we are, and they do things to prevent us from being the powerful nation we're supposed to be. Plus, prophecy still hasn't fulfilled itself. So this is the law of us voting. If we were to set a king over us, all right. But in the Babylonian system, I wouldn't even vote for an Israelite. Why? 9 times out of 10 they cooning. 9 times out of 10 they're gonna multiply horses of themselves. They're gonna gather wives into themselves. They're gonna be doing backdoor deals. They're gonna say smooth things to you to get you to think that they're really for you. They might even try to use the truth to get you in the media. The Babylonian political society might even let that person use the truth to try to get them on high. Next thing you know, they doing things backdoor, passing laws, passing statutes to further oppress you, forward in affliction. All right. Verse 20, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren. And this is the reason why he has to keep all the words of the law and the statutes, and to do them, and to keep all the words, so that his heart be not lifted above his brethren. So he know, like, man, you just like Og from the tribe of Judah. You just like Og from the tribe of Gad, from the tribe of Issachar. You one of us. Just because you're sitting upon the kingdom, don't be thinking that you lifted above us. Humble yourself, because the Most High is the one who exhorts. Salaklia. The Most High is the one who sets on high, and the Most High is the one who sets low. That his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment. Again, that he turn not aside from the commandment. That he turn not aside from the commandment. Don't deviate. He can't deviate. If he's in this higher authority, if he's in this higher position of power, you can't deviate. You can't turn aside from these commandments. You follow it. You follow it. That's why it's supposed to be on you. Like he said, it's supposed to be on you. This book. All right. He shall write him a copy of this book. He shall write him a copy of this book, and it shall be with him. This is how you learn, because it's on you. Let me see what that commandment say. Okay, what this commandment say, what this statutes, what this ordinance say, so that your heart won't be lifted above. All right, and that you turn not aside from the commandment, to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days. Because if you deviate and you start multiplying horses unto yourself and multiplying silver and gold unto yourself, oh look, you ain't gonna have it good. All right. Let me read verse 20 again from the top, and then we gonna get up out of here. That his heart be not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment to the right hand or to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days. So when you're operating in the law, statutes, and commandments, and you're following, and a king is following the Torah, his days will be prolonged in his kingdom, he and his children, in the midst of Yasharallah. All right. Don't vote for an Israelite in the Babylonian system. All right. Because we're in our enemy system, and we're supposed to be setting ourselves away from it. With that, Shalom.